Have you ever grabbed leftovers from the fridge, assuming they were perfectly safe? You trust your refrigerator, but what if some foods chilling there are silently raising your risk of serious health issues, like cancer? For those over 55, this is critical. Our bodies process toxins differently as we age, making seemingly harmless habits truly dangerous. As an experienced geriatrician, I've seen that the biggest dangers are often invisible. In this video, we'll reveal 5 common foods you should never store for too long, as they become harmful over time. Stay until the end for the most unexpected food and simple changes that could protect your health for years to come. This vital information is easier to apply than you might think. Now, let's talk about number 1, smoked meats. Think about those comforting favorites. Crispy bacon sizzling in the pan, a succulent holiday ham, or savory sausages nestled next to your eggs on a breakfast plate. These are more than just food. They're often staples in our American households, full of warm memories. Many of us, myself included at times, tend to keep them in the fridge for a good long while after opening, assuming they're perfectly fine because they're preserved, right? It feels like a smart, economical choice. But here's the quiet danger, and it's one I've seen impact many folks over the years. The smoking process and those common preservatives like nitrates and nitrites that give these meats their distinctive flavor and extended shelf life can actually change over time in your refrigerator. They start to form something called nitrosamines. These aren't just bad, they're powerfully linked to cancers, especially in your digestive system. That means your stomach, colon, and esophagus. For us older folks, this risk is amplified. As we gracefully age, our bodies just aren't as good at repairing the cell damage these toxins cause. Our immune systems can be a bit weaker too, making recovery much harder if we do get sick from compromised food. The scariest part, and what makes this a real hidden threat, is that these compounds are invisible and odorless. Your bacon might look perfectly fine, smell appetizing, and taste just as good as the day you bought it, but that doesn't mean it's safe after weeks in the fridge. It truly is a silent, unseen threat lurking in plain sight. This isn't just theory, mind you. It's what we've learned from countless studies on food safety over the years. I remember my good friend Arthur, a wonderful 72-year-old. He loved his smoked sausages and would often keep a big, family-sized pack in his fridge for weeks, just slicing off a few pieces for his meals. It saved him trips to the grocery store, and for a man living alone, it made perfect sense to him. But during a routine checkup, his doctor gently explained the hidden risk of nitrosamines, how long-stored processed meats could pose a serious risk to his health. Arthur was genuinely surprised, even a little shaken. He had absolutely no idea that his favorite comfort food could be so hazardous. Arthur's simple change made all the difference. He now buys smaller portions or freezes what he won't use within a few days. He still enjoys his sausages, of course, but now, he does so with complete peace of mind. The good news, dear friends, is that you absolutely don't have to give up smoked meats entirely. We just need to make some small, easy adjustments to our storage habits. Here are some practical tips to minimize the risks while still savoring the flavors you love. First, try to buy in smaller quantities. Opt for smaller packages of bacon, ham, or sausages to reduce the amount of time they spend in your fridge. If you prefer buying in bulk for cost savings, which I understand completely, divide the meat into smaller, meal-sized portions immediately after purchase and pop them straight into the freezer. Second, refrigerate for short periods. Once opened, store smoked meats in the fridge for no more than 3 to 5 days. Always check the use-by date on the package, but remember that's often for an unopened package. Once you open it, that clock starts ticking much faster. Third, freeze for long-term storage. If you won't use the meat within a few days, wrap it tightly in plastic wrap or aluminum foil, place it in a freezer-safe bag, and freeze it. Frozen meats can last for months without losing quality or safety. Fourth, thaw safely. When you're ready to use frozen meats, thaw them in the refrigerator overnight rather than on the counter to prevent any bacterial growth. Once thawed, use those meats promptly, within a day or two. And finally, cook thoroughly. While cooking certainly helps kill some bacteria, it won't eliminate nitrosamines or other chemical compounds that have already formed over time. Proper storage is truly your first line of defense. By adopting these easy habits, you can continue to enjoy those smoky, savory flavors without compromising your health. Don't wait until it smells off, and start being proactive. If you found these tips on smoked meat surprising, Please comment healthy below to let me know you're paying attention. Now for number 2. Leftover cooked rice. It feels so innocent, doesn't it? Rice is versatile, affordable, and a staple in so many homes. For many of us, it's a go-to comfort food that's been part of family meals for decades. But here's one of those surprising hidden hazards, especially for us seniors. Leftover cooked rice, when not stored or handled properly, can become quite dangerous. What seems like an innocent grain can harbor harmful bacteria and toxins if not treated with care. The main culprit here is a bacterium called Bacillus cereus. It's often found in uncooked rice. While cooking rice certainly kills the active bacteria, it doesn't kill their tough little spores. If cooked rice is left to cool slowly at room temperature or stored improperly in the refrigerator, those resilient spores can wake up, multiply rapidly, and churn out toxins that cause nasty food poisoning. And that's not all. In a damp fridge, improper rice storage can also allow mold to grow, which can produce aflatoxins, highly toxic compounds linked to serious health issues, including liver cancer. These are silent threats, friends, completely invisible, utterly tasteless. You wouldn't even know you're consuming them. For older adults, our immune and digestive systems are often less resilient. A simple case of food poisoning can lead to much more serious, prolonged illness, or even a hospital stay. We want to avoid that at all costs. Symptoms like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea hit us harder. And because the toxins are invisible, you might eat contaminated rice without ever knowing until you're already feeling sick. Experts have studied these risks for years, and the consensus is crystal clear. Rice needs careful handling to keep it safe. I remember my friend Carol, a lovely 68-year-old woman. She had a habit of always cooking a big pot of rice every Sunday to last her the whole week. It was a tradition she learned from her mom, and it certainly made life easier for her. She stored the rice in a container in the fridge, assuming it was safe for several days. But after a severe food poisoning episode landed her in the hospital, her doctor inquired about her food storage habits. When she mentioned her rice routine, the doctor gently explained the risks of Bacillus cereus and aflatoxins. Carol was genuinely shocked. She had always thought rice was safe, a non-perishable food compared to meat or dairy. Carol's simple change made a huge difference. She now cools her rice quickly after cooking, stores it in small, single-serving portions, and freezes anything she won't use within 48 hours. No more worries for her, and that's the kind of peace of mind we all deserve. You can absolutely keep enjoying rice, my friends, but a little extra care goes a long way. Here are the steps to keep your rice safe and delicious. First, cool rice quickly. After cooking, spread the rice out in a thin layer on a baking sheet or a wide container to cool it rapidly, ideally within 1 hour. This gets it out of that danger zone, which is between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, where bacteria can rapidly grow. Second, refrigerate promptly. Once cooled, transfer the rice to an airtight container and get it into the fridge within 2 hours of cooking. Consume refrigerated rice within just 1 to 2 days. Seriously, mark the date on your calendar so you don't forget. Third, freeze for longer storage. If you won't eat the rice within 48 hours, divide it into single-serving portions, place them in freezer-safe bags or containers, and freeze immediately. Frozen rice can last up to 6 months without losing quality. Fourth, reheat safely. When reheating rice, ensure it reaches an internal temperature of at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit to kill any bacteria that may have developed. Add a splash of water or broth to prevent drying out and ensure even heating. And finally, avoid repeated reheating. Reheating rice multiple times can increase the risk of bacterial growth. Only reheat the portion you plan to eat for that particular meal. By following these easy steps, you can keep rice as a safe, delicious part of your meals without risking your health. Don't let good rice go bad in your fridge. Be smart about it. Did you know about the rice dangers? If this surprised you, comment "Wow" below. Moving on to number 3, mold-prone soft cheeses. Oh, how we love creamy brie, rich camembert, or that tangy, pungent gorgonzola. They're a real treat, truly elevating any cheese plate or culinary experience. But here's the surprising truth. These delightful cheeses are actually some of the most hazardous foods to keep in your fridge for too long, especially for us older adults. Their high moisture content is the culprit. It creates a perfect breeding ground for nasty bacteria like Listeria monocytogenes. And unlike many other bacteria, Listeria actually thrives and multiplies in fridge temperatures. Yes, even in your cold refrigerator, typically between 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. For seniors, a Listeria infection, or listeriosis, can be incredibly severe. We're talking about fever, muscle aches, meningitis, or even life-threatening complications that require hospitalization. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, explicitly states that older adults are among the highest risk groups for severe listeriosis, with a scary mortality rate as high as 20% to 30% in vulnerable populations. This isn't just a stomachache, it can be a serious crisis. Beyond bacterial risks, soft cheeses are absolute mold magnets. And unlike hard cheeses, where you can often safely trim away surface mold, the soft, porous texture of cheeses like Brie or Roquefort allows mold to penetrate deeply, often invisibly. By the time you spot a fuzzy green or white patch on the surface, toxic mycotoxins like aflatoxins might already be spread throughout the cheese, linked to liver damage and cancer risks. Invisible, tasteless. Just like those other dangers we've discussed. Our immune systems aren't quite what they used to be, making us much more vulnerable to these kinds of infections and toxins. A healthy young person might get a mild stomach bug, but for us, it can be a really serious health crisis. You won't taste or smell these toxins, so relying on your senses alone is a big mistake here. The World Health Organization, the WHO, has specifically highlighted the risks of these mycotoxins. This isn't just about food going bad, it's about real, tangible health dangers. I remember George, a charming 74-year-old retiree. He loved his European-style cheese plates and would slowly savor a wedge of Brie over 3 weeks. He genuinely thought his fridge would keep it safe indefinitely, a common misconception many of us share. Sadly, a severe foodborne illness landed him bedridden for days, and his doctor traced the culprit back to that very Brie. George learned a hard but important lesson. Soft cheeses should ideally be eaten within just 7 to 10 days of opening to minimize these risks. George's simple change made all the difference. Now he buys small portions, just enough for a week. He still enjoys his treats, of course, but now he does so with complete safety and peace of mind. You can absolutely continue to enjoy your soft cheeses, my friends. It's all about mindful handling. Here's how to do it safely. First, buy small portions. Only purchase what you plan to consume within a week to avoid prolonged storage. Fresh is always best. Second, for proper storage, wrap soft cheeses tightly in wax paper or parchment paper to allow slight breathability while preventing excess moisture buildup. Then, place them in a sealed container or resealable plastic bag to limit exposure to air and odors. Store them in the coldest part of your refrigerator, typically the back of a lower shelf, definitely not the door, where temperatures fluctuate too much. Third, avoid cross-contamination. Soft cheeses easily absorb odors from strong-smelling foods like onions or garlic, which can accelerate spoilage and mask signs of deterioration. Keep them stored separately from such items. Fourth, inspect carefully. If you notice any mold growth beyond what is naturally part of the cheese, like the blue veins in gorgonzola or the white rind on Brie, discard the entire piece. Unlike hard cheeses, cutting away moldy sections is simply not safe for soft varieties due to the potential for invisible contamination deep within. And fifth, consider alternatives. If you're genuinely concerned about the risks, opt for harder cheeses like cheddar, Parmesan, or Gouda. They have lower moisture content and are far more resistant to mold and bacterial growth, offering delicious flavor with fewer worries. No matter how tempting that last beautiful piece of Brie is, prioritize your safety over sentimentality. Treat your soft cheeses with respect, and they'll treat your body well. If you found this advice on soft cheeses helpful, please comment "cheese-wise" below. Next up, number 4. Nitrate preserved cold cuts. Deli meats, those convenient, thinly sliced staples like salami, bologna, ham, or smoked turkey. They're a go-to choice for quick sandwiches or charcuterie boards, aren't they? Their savory flavors and ease of use make them a real refrigerator mainstay in many households across America. But like our smoked meats, these can also become a hidden health hazard when stored for too long, even in the cold confines of your refrigerator. Many people mistakenly believe that as long as deli meats remain chilled, they're perfectly safe to eat. But the reality is far more complex. particularly for us older adults. Those nitrates and nitrites, commonly used as preservatives in deli meats to maintain their appealing pink color, extend shelf life, and inhibit bacterial growth, can undergo chemical changes over time. Under certain conditions, such as exposure to air, temperature fluctuations from frequent refrigerator door openings, or the natural breakdown of the meat's proteins, these preservatives can transform into those troublesome nitrosamines again. These compounds are classified as probable human carcinogens by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC, with studies linking long-term consumption to an increased risk of cancers in the digestive tract, including stomach and colorectal cancer. For seniors whose bodies may have a reduced capacity to repair cellular damage due to age-related declines in metabolic efficiency, the cumulative effects of nitrosamine exposure can be particularly concerning. Additionally, nitrate-preserved deli meats are often high in sodium, which can exacerbate health issues like hypertension, heart disease, and kidney strain, conditions that are more prevalent among older adults. The combination of chemical risks from nitrosamines and the physiological stress of high sodium intake truly makes prolonged storage of these meats a double-edged sword. And again, no strange smell or visible spoilage means nothing here. The chemical changes often happen silently. The USDA, our own government, has very clear guidelines on this, based on extensive research. I recall speaking with Eleanor, a lovely 78-year-old widow. She cherished her daily ritual of preparing a small turkey or ham sandwich for lunch. She admitted to keeping an open package of deli meat in her refrigerator for up to 4 weeks, waiting until it developed an off smell before finally discarding it. She was stunned to learn that most experts, including the USDA, recommend consuming open deli meats within just 3 to 5 days, regardless of sensory cues. The absence of an unpleasant odor or visible spoilage simply does not guarantee safety, as chemical changes and bacterial growth can occur without any noticeable signs. It was a real wake-up call for her. Eleanor's simple change. Now she buys smaller packs or freezes half right away. She still enjoys her lunch, but with a much lighter heart and greater peace of mind. You can absolutely still enjoy deli meats, my friends, but treat them like a precious, perishable treat, not a long-term fridge staple. Here are my tips to keep you safe. First, purchase fresh. Opt for freshly sliced meats from a reputable deli counter rather than pre-packaged varieties, which may have been stored for weeks before reaching your grocery cart. Don't be shy. Ask about the slicing date if you can. Second, store properly. Keep deli meats in the coldest part of your refrigerator. Avoid the door, where temperatures fluctuate, and store them in airtight containers or resealable bags to minimize air exposure. Third, consume quickly. Eat open deli meats within 3 to 5 days to significantly reduce the risk of chemical changes or bacterial contamination. Make it a habit to label packages with the opening date for easy tracking. Fourth, explore alternatives. Consider preparing your own sliced meats by roasting or baking poultry, pork, or beef at home. Homemade versions avoid nitrates and nitrites entirely, offering a fresher, safer, and often tastier option. And fifth, check ingredients. When buying pre-packaged deli meats, look for brands labeled nitrate-free or no added nitrites. Though be aware that some natural preservatives, like celery powder, still contain naturally occurring nitrates, so it's good to be informed. By making these small shifts, you can enjoy the convenience of deli meats without risking your health. Don't let convenience become a hidden danger. If you're finding these tips helpful, please leave a comment with number 4 below to let me know you're engaged. And remember to subscribe. Finally, number 5. Pickled foods with artificial colors. Pickled foods evoke such strong nostalgia for many of us, don't they? Think of those vibrant green dill pickles at a summer barbecue, tangy red pickled eggs at a family gathering, or colorful pepper relishes brightening a holiday table. These tangy, crunchy delights are often seen as safe due to their acidic, vinegar-based brine, which many assume preserves them indefinitely. It's a common belief, passed down through generations. But here's the kicker, folks, and it's a surprising one. Store-bought pickled foods containing artificial colors and certain preservatives can actually pose unexpected health risks, especially when stored for extended periods after opening. And for us seniors, these risks are amplified due to age-related vulnerabilities. Artificial food dyes, such as yellow 5, tartrazine, red 40, or blue 1, are commonly used to give pickled foods their eye-catching hues. While these dyes are approved for use by regulatory bodies like the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, their stability can degrade in the acidic environment of pickling brine over time. This breakdown can produce chemical byproducts that studies, such as those published in Food and Chemical Toxicology, have linked to cellular damage and potential carcinogenic effects with long-term exposure. For older adults whose bodies may have a reduced ability to detoxify harmful compounds, the cumulative impact of these byproducts can be a significant concern. Moreover, many store-bought pickle products contain preservatives like sodium benzoate, which can react with ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, naturally present in foods like peppers or cucumbers, to form benzene, a known carcinogen. This reaction is much more likely to occur when pickled foods are stored for months in the refrigerator, as the acidic, moist environment facilitates ongoing chemical interactions. Because pickled foods often retain their taste and texture for long periods, it's easy to overlook these invisible changes, assuming the vinegar keeps them safe. However, while vinegar effectively inhibits most bacterial growth, it does not prevent these complex chemical transformations. These changes are completely invisible, undetectable by taste or smell. So, your favorite bright red pickled eggs might look and taste fine, but quietly, those chemical reactions are happening. Now, as we conclude our time together, we've explored 5 critical habits that can truly transform our golden years. But knowledge is only powerful when we put it into action. So now, I have one important question for you, and I truly hope you'll share your thoughts. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? It could be as simple as, I will label my open deli meats, or I will cool my rice quickly tonight. Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Let's inspire each other to take that first step towards a healthier, happier life. And if you found real value and genuine inspiration in our time together today, please show your support by giving this video a big thumbs up. It means the world to me. To ensure you continue on this journey with us, and never miss another video full of life-changing wisdom, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a community dedicated to living our best lives, together. Finally, think of one person who truly needs to hear this message today, a friend, a neighbor, or a family member, and please share this video with them. You might just change their life, offering them the peace of mind and the practical steps they need. Thank you for watching, my dear friends. Stay healthy, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue to uncover more valuable insights for living a long, healthy, and fulfilling life.